What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-A-Lago of Indictments, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, huge week. How are you today?
Very strong week. We're just sending out a truth. And yes, Lauren Boebert ate my ass and truth. Yes, we had a wonderful week, a strong week. It's unfortunate that it had to sort of come to an end on we like to call this in MAGA world, the wokest day of the year. The wokest day of the year. But boy, oh boy, leading up to it, how about that for a week? We start with the presidential birthday on Flag Day. By the way, flag, Mike Pence. We start on Flag Day, Patriotic Day. I think even you'd agree, tech stuff.
Very.
You have a Patriotic Day, and what a shock. A great president was born on that day. And then just a few days later, we have Father's Day. Which are you a father, tech stuff? We've had some that are fathers.
I am. I have a son and a daughter.
Oh, look at that. Okay, well, so I mean, you haven't wished me a happy Father's Day, so I don't think I need to wish you. You could have said that to me first. Everybody knows I have.
Well, I was going to wish you a happy birthday first, and then I was going to wish you a happy Father's Day. But yeah, I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay, well, you know what, tech stuff, because I'm feeling very generous after the strong week we had. I understand, and maybe I jumped on you a little too soon. But maybe. We said maybe. We didn't say definitely. But no, so happy Father's Day to you. After, of course, I received mine. That's how it's supposed to go. And we each have 2 kids each, and that's very nice. And 77. Can you believe it? And I don't look.
I think you have more than 2 kids. You have more than 2 children, by the way.
Well, that's probably Nick Cannon you're thinking of, not me. But no, we have a strong family and great Flag Day birthday. But 77, I had a woman come up to me the other day and she said, "Sir, you always look 45 to me," and that was sort of like a double meaning with like that, president and age. And then I gave her $200 in Bitcoin, and she sucked my balls. So we call that, and that, of course, that was just my Flag Day celebration. That wasn't even the birthday or the Father's Day. And oh boy, melatonin. Well, I don't know if you have those sort of questions, but how was your Father's Day, tech stuff?
My Father's Day was nice. Went out to dinner, hung out for the day, just relaxed. Very relaxing day.
What kind of dinner did you have? Vegan? Did you go vegan?
No, I had a steak for dinner.
Okay, well, thank goodness. I was afraid the tech stuff agency sent me some vegan monster. Okay, steak is good. Steak is quality. We're like that. Did the animals suffer before they made it?
Of course.
Okay. Okay, I thought you were going to tell me, oh, humanely raised beef. No, I like to see. My favorite type of beef is the kind where they take the family. Excuse me. They bring the family of the cow out.
Yes.
And they rape all the cows in its family. And then they kill them. And then they just burn them. They don't even use them for meat. And then they kill my cow.
So that cow has to witness all of that and then gets killed.
Brings out the flavor. They call that Trump's Flavor Flav steaks. It's a wonderful. It brings out the flavor and the juices. We love that because the cow tears mix and make the steak juicier.
I've never heard of that before.
Well, it's sort of an elite steak.
How much does a Trump's Flavor Flav steak go for? Like to the common person?
We have a phrase, if you have to ask, you can't be told.
How much do they go for at Mar-A-Lago?
We're just gonna say it's a premium add-on to your membership. You have to choose the sort of platinum Trump torture platinum level.
Okay. What did you do on your Father's Day, Mr. President?
Well, we wake up first and we say a prayer, strong prayer of thanks to the great Fred Trump. And then I went golfing. Obviously, I went golfing, and I got a very lovely truth from Ivanka, who made sure when she sends like the picture truth, like a nice picture with a caption. And as always, she's always out to please her dad, or she calls me daddy. And she made sure, let's just put it this way, that the air conditioning was way up and the bra was way off on her picture she sent me. And then Dan Jr. sent me some sort of coked up voicemail. It was very bizarre. I think him and Kimberly had just done some sort of horrible amount of drugs.
Okay.
And they were very, damn, happy Father's Day, damn. Like, it was like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Then we did golf, and then I had a powerful presidential meeting with Lauren Boebert and, Spirit, because you don't like the Epi winners to be upset. Carrie Lake and Lauren Boebert both came over for a Father's Day presidential summit in the anal suite at Mar-A-Lago. So it was a lot of very powerful decisions were made during that, and it was that's good peace. Right, tech stuff, it's good peace because we're all on the same side. We're all on the same side. So when you have a Carrie Lake and a Lauren Boebert willing to join forces and cooperate at a task, in great service of their president, that's what it's about. It's not about rhinos. It's not about dividing the party or the country. It's about everybody getting on the same team and just cooperating very strongly, very enthusiastically, by the way. And at the end, they even sort of kissed each other. And
That's nice.
they had a strong, we played a game of rock, paper, scissors, and they did a lot of scissors, to sort of show that, that we're all together. Very strong party. And then
Sounds like a
melatonin,
great Father's
obviously.
Day.
Well, no, and then, that was just, sort of business. Okay.
Right.
And then I got home and melatonin pretended to have cooked a meal, but she's this woman is, the only thing she's ever cooked is crystal meth. Okay. So she ordered in some food. I don't think she knew what she was ordering because everybody knows I like McDonald's, right? Everybody knows I'm sort of very strong on
Of
McDonald's.
course.
She ordered 6 orders of curly fries from Arby's. That was it. A woman doesn't know what the hell she's doing in this country. She's been
Awful.
here on a genius visa, for I don't know how long. And she ordered 6 orders of curly fries from Arby's, and she literally ordered Arby's and didn't get the meats. That's literally their whole slogan is we have the meats. It's not we have the curly fries, you dumb European slut. It's we have the meats.
That's a new
And
slogan.
Right. Bum, bum, bum. We have the curly fries. Bum, bum, bum. No, that's not what it is. Maleficent. So obviously she took an extra dose of sleeping pills that night because she knew it was going to be a rough monthly session. And it was very rough. But that's what you get. It's called Strong Father's Day.
What did Barton do on Father's Day? Did he try to hang out with you?
I kept yelling at him like, hey, Stretch, why don't you find your own dad? I'm trying to enjoy golf. So, you try not to be mean to the kid, but obviously, guess what? I found your mother at a very high priced agency in Transylvania. I didn't purchase the virgin package, okay? I didn't want a virgin. I wanted experience, okay? An insecure person, like one of these sheiks from the Middle East, I need her to be 15 and a virgin. And it's like, no, I want her to be 24 and very, very strongly experienced. And now melanoma was maybe a little too experienced because she came with her own, you know, stretch. She came with stretch. And, so I was, I gave him a fruit roll up or whatever the kids eat these days, just to be
Nice.
nice, just to be nice. And he kept following me and he was saying, in his weird accent,
Mm.
Papa. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And he was like, Papa, what do you want for like in some weird, and I was like, what that? I want to be left alone. How about that? That should be easy for everybody to understand. When when your mom's special husband friend is having a very powerful meeting, can't you see Carrie Lake and Lauren Boebert doing a human centipede on my Mar-A-Lago desk? That means you have to go somewhere else. Okay, Beetlejuice, bye bye.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't have a great time. Did he try to play golf with you?
Oh no, excuse me, I had a great time. We had great meetings
Okay.
with Lake and Boebert. Um, and strong golf. I golfed a 42.
Wow. 18 holes, 42. That's
18
amazing.
holes of 42. It's one of the great rounds of golf anybody's ever seen.
Sounds awesome. Now,
And yeah,
yes.
and then melatonin got what was coming to her per our contract, and all of a sudden we wake up today on this nightmare of a woke day.
Now, speaking of today is Juneteenth. Did you do anything special for Juneteenth? What are your thoughts on Juneteenth?
It's a made up holiday. It's a totally made up holiday.
It is a significant date in our country's history, and there are tons of made up dates. There's like Poodle Day, Labrapoodle Day, Stamp Day, buy an ice cream cone day, Silly Putty Day. I mean, there are those are made up days. Juneteenth's on a made up day. There's history behind it.
It's
It is a very
literally
important date.
my whole life, and I've been around 77 strong years. My entire life, June 18th, June 19th, June 20th. And then all of a sudden, a woke mob shows up and says, no, we're actually changing words and dates and calendars. We're never going to stop. Now it's called Juneteenth. And like I said, is tomorrow Junieth?
Do you think that we should be celebrating today,
Let
Juneteenth?
me, let me tell you something. And I shared this earlier very strongly with some supporters. The original holiday was every year around my birthday, a great friend, the great Sir Jeffrey Epstein, would throw a party in June because my birthday is in June. And he would often have it in the teens. Okay. And he called it Jew Teens. That was the theme of his party because he was Jewish and all the women he had over, they said they were ninth grade teachers, I think. I didn't hear the last word, but I think he said ninth grade teachers.
Okay.
And so they taught teens. They were teaching teens. So he was Jewish. They were teens. They were teaching teens. And so they called it Jew Teens. And he would give them like Teen Beat magazine to keep up with the, sort of theme. And he would serve them, you know, all sorts of, nice things. And it was a wonderful, wonderful party. And then he would invite me, and it was beautiful. and we called it Juneteenth. And now all of a sudden, what a shock! What a shock tech stuff. The woke mob shows up and ruins my birthday week, ruins everything. They ruined. We had a Father's Day, and we had a Trump birthday. Now all of a sudden, the most important day just happens to be the same week as those. Don't you find that interesting? Very interesting. They didn't do. Why not do Juneteenth in February during Black History Month?
Because that's not the date of Juneteenth.
Well, Juneteenth doesn't exist. It's not even a word. It's like supercalifragilistic. Juneteenth. What about Febteenth? What about Febteenth?
It's just the name that it was given. I don't know what to tell you. It's the 19th of June, and this is the name it was given for the slaves being emancipated, like every slave being freed. I think it's a very important date in our history. So you
I know what
need
it
this.
is, and I'll explain to you right now because I know African American history better than pretty much anybody. The slaves had been freed by a Republican, by the way. His name was Lincoln, second best president of all time. And he freed the slaves. And then that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. They had to go to Texas, one of our great Trump states. Even then, they loved Trump. They loved Trump, even back in the 1860s. And they were like, oh, Texas isn't woke enough. We need to make Texas woke, because Texas is the probably least woke state in the country. And they went to Texas and they told the slaves that they were free. And the strong conservative MAGA patriots in Texas at the time were like, why are you doing that? We all know they're free, but why are you telling them? It was sort of our secret. It was like our nice little secret.
Yeah,
And now you have to
exactly.
and now you're getting woke. That's what woke is. If they were free, but now you're sort of hammering it home like, excuse me, seems like you're still working for this person, but they haven't subscribed to, MSNBC, which is reporting that you are free. So you can go now, the work, and you don't have to do the work. And it's sort of like, it's one thing to free the slaves. We all support that. I support it. I probably support it stronger than anybody. But then when you free the slaves, but then you tell the slaves that they're free, well, that's going one step too far. And so that's wokeism. That's a disgrace. You're being January 6th. How about Jan 6th? Is that a holiday? Can we do Jan 6th? Janth? Janth. We're
Janth.
shortening it. Janth.
You could have Janth.
NBA Janth. And so we have, it's a disgrace. It's okay. We are all anti-slavery, I hope. I don't know about some Democrats. But once they're free, you don't have to tell the slaves they're free. That's going one step too far. And that's called wokeism. And that's why Juneteenth, which is a made-up word, is actually a disgraceful woke abomination that I will eliminate through executive order as soon as I'm back in the White House.
That's very nice of you.
And they're going to start calling it, you're not even going to call it the White House much longer. I guarantee you, one person's going to complain to Sleepy Joe and they'll say, white is very aggressive. It's white supremacy. Can you please call it the colorless house, sir? And he'll go, sure, Jack.
Mr. President, huge week. And thank you for recapping all of it. And we're going to get some more stories here before we get to them. I want to talk about our awesome sponsor, and that is FanDuel. Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to get in on all the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. That's right. So it's like a free bet. Just go to fanduel.com/Boston to join today. I mean, I've been betting the Mets a little bit this season. They've been up and down, not very good. Lots of high expectations going into the season, but not looking very good right now. You have a prediction for a World Series winner, early prediction, Mr. President?
Well, I'm sure People won't like to hear this, but there's a Florida team doing quite well. We've seen it. They call it Tampa, which just so happens to be the city that we're putting in the Trump Presidential Library, if you recall.
That's right.
The first presidential library to titty fuck two strip clubs, architecturally, of course, not in a sort of sleazy way, but in a strong architectural way. It'll be right there running up, and then we'll have a fountain at the top of a nice strong fountain that will use milk to support a strong. I get emotional when I think about patriot dairy farmers. Milk, a milk fountain at the top of the presidential library, right in between, sandwiched in between the two
Yes,
large strip
I got it.
clubs.
Thank you. So don't miss your chance to snag a no sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Just go to FanDuel.com/Boston to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. 21 and over and present in Massachusetts. First online real money wager, only $10 deposit required. Refund issued on non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Hope is here. Gambling helpline ma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com or call 1-800-GAM-1234. Now, Mr. President, short one this week. Back to our next order of business, and I don't know, some sports news. Some sports news.
What happened? I thought you were supposed to read 57 states and territories individual.
It's a new read. Mr. President, two interesting sports stories. I want to get your take on this. I know you're a big fan of this tennis player. Djokovic won the French Open. It's a French Open winner.
Most majors ever. You know, how crazy is it that you have Nickelback Jonas winning basketball, and then you have Novak Djokovic winning in, I think they're from the same country. I think they're both from where is it? Sherbet, yeah. Sherbet. They're from Sherbet. Sorbet. I think the French like to do sorbet.
I think it's Serbia, but who's
however you pronounce it. Exactly. You know, but two sorbet athletes doing tremendous things. And they both happen to be white. I guess you can't mention that, though. I guess that would be racist to point that out. But no, he's a great champion, very healthy. Yeah, it's called natural immunity.
Have you ever met him?
Choice. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but I know I'm a big fan, and I think he's a big fan of mine. He knows he would have been in this country very quickly for the U.S. Open if I were president instead of sloppy, sleepy, stupid Joe.
Well, Mr. President, second order of news. You're familiar with a basketball player named Ja Morant?
He did Fire Festival. Remember Fire Festival? What a great idea that was.
No, it's Ja Rule. That's Ja Rule, not Ja Morant.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm. However you pronounce the name.
Okay.
He did Fire Festival.
Well, he originally got in trouble with the NBA for flashing a handgun on Instagram.
Because you don't remember, he was always yelling, "It's murder." And he's telling me, "Oh no, it's not. It's exact." And this is why we can't have you on the show. This is why this is your last episode. I literally just showed you the evidence. Oh no, that was Ja Rules. Ja Rules, sir. Okay, so you're telling me Ja has a gun and he wasn't the same one saying it's murder? No, I think it was the same one. He did rap, and then he did basketball, which is common. They're very common among the blacks. He can do both. Shaquille O'Malley did both. Remember, he did both. Big guy, very big guy.
He still does. He just shot a new rap video, actually.
He's a talented guy. He was good, and he's not woke. He loved our law enforcement. We need more blacks like like Shake Shack Murphy.
Uh, uh, well, John Morant got in trouble a second time with a gun in the NBA, and now he has a 25-game suspension for the 2024 season coming up. You think
Holla,
that was
holla.
now? Some people are saying that the punishment is very harsh. There are people who have been guilty of domestic abuse and have gotten lower penalties than this. Do you think this is too harsh of a penalty or not enough?
You know, here's the thing. We love our Second Amendment. Okay, you know this. We're very pro Second Amendment. And if we didn't have woke blue states trying to destroy our Second Amendment, he could be free to carry his gun and wave it around and just enjoy his rights as a free, protected American. But on the flip side, he is a black. And if this were Nickelback Jonas walking around with a gun, I don't think he'd have any problems. But when you walk around with a gun as a black, it's a little more dangerous. It's a little scarier, even on Juneteenth. It's a little scarier for people. So it's tough because on one hand, I want to defend the Second Amendment, but on the other hand, he's a black.
Okay.
Oh,
We got
no,
a few more.
this is
Yes.
these are just excuse me, I didn't like it. These are just facts. These are called facts.
Okay. Just the way they
Okay.
come out of your mouth and the way they're said, it just
I don't know. This is this is our party. This is the great MAGA Republican Party. Strong, Kyle Rittenhouse. Remember the great Kyle Slaughterhouse? He went
I,
around
do-
just
I
shooting
do.
people. He
Yes,
drove to another
future
state.
politician for sure. Yes.
17-year-old just blasted a couple of people, smoked some fools, as the blacks would say, and he got off free. He did fake tears and he got off free. And the Second Amendment people, they defended him very strongly. But like I said, when it comes to Second Amendment for Ja Rule, it's murder. You don't get the defense. You don't get the defense. You have to be the Second Amendment. Okay, here's what I'm saying. The Second Amendment, mostly for white people. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that's sort of the way it is, because whenever a black, I've noticed this, whenever a black has a gun, it's sort of more problematic. And maybe that's for a reason. Who knows? We're just saying, that's how we feel. It's called feelings.
Okay.
But we
Before we
wish
get-
him well. We wish him
Yes,
well.
of
And if he
course.
does maybe if he does like the Sammy Sosa skin treatment, he could, maybe the courts and people will be more forgiving. You should think about that. If he does that, I think if he's willing to change his skin color, I think he could enjoy the Second Amendment more. And that's what we want. We want all people to enjoy the Second Amendment. So if you have to do skin lightening creams as part of your Second Amendment enjoyment, then I say maybe do that. Maybe do that.
All right. Before we get to these last stories here, just want to talk about another sponsor of ours, and that is Rocket Money. Are you wasting money on subscriptions? 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about. Maybe for you, it's an unused Amazon Prime account or a Hulu account that never gets streamed. There's this great app I use. It helps me track all of my expenses, and that's because of it. I no longer waste money on subscriptions I don't even use. That's right. You might have heard of it. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on subscriptions, and really the actual total is closer to $200 or more. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on subscriptions you don't even know about. There's this app. I love using it. It takes care of that for me, and it's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. Now, the app shows all your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel All you have to do is just press cancel. Rocket Money takes care of the rest. There's no emails, there's no phone calls, there's no forms to fill out, nothing. It's so easy. One click and all your hassle is taken care of, and there's more money in your pocket. That's right. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/MPGA. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/MPGA. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/MPGA. Now back to the show. Mr. President. Let's just start here. You called yourself a king in a recent truth that you made. Do you believe that, or you were using, figurative language? Can you please explain, or do you really consider yourself a king?
We don't have kings in this country. We don't have kings, like an official king. But Elvis is the king of rock and roll, right? You've heard this, the king.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Jesus has sometimes been referred to as King of Kings.
Okay.
And even LeBron James, nobody ever asks LeBron James. He calls himself King James. Nobody ever says anything. Oh, it's okay. He says it's true. But when I simply say that I am the King of America, all of a sudden people take it very literally. I'm like a king. I don't have the king powers. I have the king influence, though. I have the king charisma. I have the king following. People follow me like I'm a king, but I'm not a king in a literal sense. And this is what the fake news does. They take a nice, fun thing and they ruin. Oh, sir, do you think you're a king? Sir? No, I don't think I'm a king. But I could, we almost had Mike Pence murdered. That's pretty king. That's some king shit, as my blacks would say.
Mhm.
So, no, do I think I am a king officially? No, I'm not a king, but I'm a tall king. I've heard some people call me that on Truth Social, and other people have called me a wealth king. They've called me a blonde king, hashtag blonde king.
Okay.
No, because everybody's going with short king. This was a silly thing, and that I found much more offensive. There's no short kings. So hashtag Trump king.
Napoleon was a ruler. He wasn't a king, correct?
And then he lost to Haiti. So how good a ruler could he be? Not too good.
Let's go to now. DeSantis is starting to go on attack on you about your indictment and all the attacking he's doing. You are still ahead of him in the polls, which, if you took a step back and it didn't include you and you were just not Donald Trump, if you can do that for a second. I know you've acted before and you were great in Home Alone too, so I think you can. I think it's just natural to you to be a thespian. If you
Well,
heard,
no. I would say not a thespian, although if you'd seen Bobert, if you'd seen the Father's Day birthday extravaganza from Bobert and Carrie Lake, that was some strong thespian.
I, if you heard that a man who has been indicted on 37 federal crimes was leading the polls in a country, what would you think of that country
Of the country, well, I would question it. I
and
would
the
say
people
there's
as a whole? Yeah.
Well, I would say obviously this is a person who's a man of the people. Whether he's done wrong things, maybe not done wrong things, maybe he's upset some very powerful, evil people.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, if the people are choosing this person, then obviously they either don't care about the accusations or they don't believe the accusations. because the way for the people to speak against the leader is to vote him out. And I've never been voted out. They stole an election. So I won 2 elections, and now they're trying to stop me from winning a third. So they run, and that's the thing. The American people, most of them, not all of them, obviously, there's plenty of woke, stupid people, and frankly, some people are led astray by the fake news, disgusting, lying, dishonest fake news media. But the point is, if I saw a country where someone was still succeeding, it would make me question the government, but not the people, and not the country. And I think that's what we have. Not that this relates to me, obviously, you said just hypothetically,
Yes, of course.
but it reminds me of my situation. The
Ah,
hypothetical you gave me. It's kind of odd that it came up and it sort of reminds me of my situation. But the
of
reason I'm
course.
leading in the
Very
polls
strange.
is because patriots understand that I'm a totally innocent person. The only thing I'm guilty of is being a successful, strong, handsome, tall president. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people hate that, in fact. They have hate in their hearts and they're stupid. So they try to lead the people astray, but the people aren't being led astray. They're fighting back. They're fighting back very strongly with peace, with votes, with Second Amendment, with date rape drugs, with assault, with um, hit and run, with all the tools at their disposal, with slurs that they're attacking back with racial slurs and anti. I get emotional thinking of all the support I get. They'll fight back with sexism, racism, homophobia, anti-Semitism. They'll use all the tools they have to fight for their president. And I think that's so inspiring. It's really inspiring. You never see anybody call somebody the F word or burn down a synagogue to defend Joe Biden. No, you don't see that because I don't love him that much. I don't love him that much, but they love me that much. They're willing to do those things and worse, because that's how strongly they believe in me and the country. So I think when I hear things like that, I think patriot, I think champion, I think strength and love. I think love. And most of all, I think peace.
Of course. Mr. President, we have a few more stories left, but really quickly, guys, get on board. New Perfect 10 videos going up this week. We have the live episode at the end of this month, and that will be on June 20. Did we say 7th or
We said it would be the live episode would be
7th?
Tuesday,
June
6/27.
27th. That's right, June 27th. Are we gonna go 8 p.m., Mr. President? I don't think these really time frames really.
No, we're going 8 p.m. We're gonna be nice to our Australian people.
Yeah.
Alex's iPhone and the Australians, if they're there at 8, so we'll do it at 8.
Okay. 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is June 27th. Join up, guys. We need, I think, 15 more patrons to hit 200 and get that bonus episode with, we can, bring up Father's Day with Baron and Mr. President. And that's patreon.com/MPGA, patreon.com/MPGA. Also, leave a review, leave a 5-star review, leave a rating, do all that stuff. It's free of charge. And subscribe to the YouTube page. All the things that are free you should be doing for us, guys. It helps us out with the algorithm and puts us up in the charts. This helps us out. So please, all the free stuff. If you don't want to join the Patreon, whatever, it's your loss. But if you can just do the rating and the reviews on iTunes and subscribe on YouTube, that would help us out, and it is free. Mr. President, you recently did an interview with Fox News, which I was to see you on Fox News, considering you were bashing them a couple of weeks ago. You did an interview with Brett Baer. And
You think
how do you
Mike
think it
Pence
went?
was jealous? You think Mike Pence was jealous? Oh, I wanted to get in that room with that bear.
How do you think the interview went?
Well, Fox is trying. They don't know what they want to be right now. They don't know what they want to be. Part of them are thinking, we want to be tough news. We're strong people. We're very strong. And Other times they go, well, I think maybe we should actually care about our country and support our real president. So he tried to push back at me. He thinks he's very tough. They lost Chris Wallace. They used to have Chris Wallace. He's a real beauty. He ran over to CNN because he's so weak. Um, and now he's trying to be the new Chris Wallace. Like, look at me. I'll push back on the president. I will speak tough to the president. And I said, no. I said, I won. I won in 2020, and he was very upset by that. He was very, oh, sorry, you didn't win. I said, I won. And the reason you're losing Fox News is because, unlike OAN and Newsmax, you refuse to get on your knees and gargle my presidential balls and say that I won. And as long as that's what your policy is, you will continue to lose. You will continue to lose. So it's pathetic. I go on Fox because you can't punish the voters just because a network is going soft, because some of those people, they trust Fox. And it's important that at least they get to see their strong president there, even if they're not going to be fair to me. I can't forget those great people who supported me. So if I have to go on Fox to reach my people, I'll go. But that doesn't mean Fox is off the hook. They're,
Gotcha.
in fact, they're on the hook.
So you're basically using them like a needy ex-girlfriend.
Like an underage Russian prostitute.
or an underage Russian prostitute, however you want to put it. I get it. Two more things, Mr. President. I wanted to ask you, Christie has come out and multiple times keeps calling you a loser. He says, you're a loser. Is it even worth talking about, or you just think it's comical?
A notorious FAT, which stands for failure against Trump. He is pathetic. It's sad. And I don't need to waste any more of the precious podcast time discussing somebody who's going to get 0.5% in New Hampshire and then just go and probably appear on CNN and yell and talk about how and from the comfort of a studio where nobody votes for him. So he's weak, he's lost. I don't want to. I'll certainly talk to him in the debates. I might even tell Secret Service that he's got a gun, and we'll see what happens to him then. Because they can't tell. He's got that big gut. He could be hiding a gun, and when I say to Secret Service he's got a gun, and I'll say you got to shoot him 20 times. He's a big one. And then we'll see who's a loser when I'm urinating on his coffin at his funeral. We'll see who's a loser then, notorious FAT. Cholesterol.
Last thing I want to talk to you about. I don't know if you have messed with AI, artificial intelligence, where you can just put in anything you want. Like you can just say like, give me tell me about President Trump, or you can put in a story and have them reformat that story for you, or a play, or whatever it is.
I'm going to bring up one of our great people from the Patreon.
Michael C brought this up.
He brought it up. And Trump AI is very simple. If it doesn't say the N-word, you get a free refund. You get a complete refund. If it doesn't say the N-word. But I think that AI is very important. You see, you don't know this. I've been looking into AIs since 2017 when I took the strong oath of office, and they were showing me this technology. I'm going to reveal big news on the podcast right now. Melanoma. That's not the original melanoma, the First Lady.
She's an AI.
She died in a horrible, let's just say she died in a horrible falling down the stairs during an argument.
Accident.
And that is actually an AI replica. And it's beautiful. Looks because good. The amount of talent, she blinks, she doesn't say much. her son, Billy, has no idea. How about that? Her own son. He's been breastfeeding off of an AI melatonin robot. It just squirts out coconut water out of the nipple. So this kid has no idea. And by the way, why the hell are you breastfeeding at however old he is, 12, 19? I don't know, but he seems a little too tall. Here's a clue, kid. When you have to sit down to breastfeed, it's a little too late in the game to still breastfeed. But melatonin, she's great because you push the buttons and she yells racial slurs during sex, and she does, you can program her so that no is not in her vocabulary, and it's a strong alpha male fantasy come true. So I'm a big supporter of AI. I love AI. I think AI is very good, very useful in the first lady replica technology.
I'm absolutely shocked about this.
And it
had no
learns,
clue.
this is the thing they fear, but it learns because it's great, because the first time we had powerful sex, it lasted a very strong, like 42, 43 seconds. And Melanoma 2.5 said, "Is that all?" And then I went to the app and said, 45 seconds is actually a tremendous amount of time. So the next time I lasted 52 seconds, and you should have seen, I mean, you could see the like artificial sweat was coming off, and she was screaming and saying, "Oh, nobody has ever done this long before, ever." And so it was great. And then of course Beetlejuice walked in because he thought something was happening to his mom. So as I was finishing in Melanoma AI, I like put her boob in his mouth and squirted the coconut water into his mouth so he could get the hell out of there. But the point is AI is great.
Okay. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us once again. Just want to wish you again a happy birthday and a happy Father's Day and a happy Juneteenth, of course. And just all our fans, everyone out there, please check out the Patreon if you haven't already. Patreon.com/mpga. Leave us a rating, leave us a review, subscribe to the YouTube channel if not, and check out FanDuel and Rocket Money, guys. And if you are in Hartford, Connecticut, July 7th and 8th, I'll be headlining City's Theme there. I think 8 o'clock shows Friday and Saturday night, and some dates, finalizing some dates this week. I'll have some more next week. Also follow me on social medias at JayNog, JAYNOG, and check out my special, Something from Nothing, still on Amazon streaming. So check that out. And that's all I got. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hey everybody, it's JL. You already clicked stop. My special Tall Boy is on my Patreon, and the album is available for pre-order. It comes out June 29th, June 9th, as I call it. That's the holiday for my album release, June 9th. But June 29th, the album's out. The special is already on my Patreon, patreon.com/JLCovan. It will be out for everyone for free July 6th. So if you're tight on money and waiting for that, at least please watch it when it comes out then and share it, etc., etc. As far as shows coming up, I'm in Chicago July 2nd. I think I'm going to be in Boston July 23rd. And then in October, I'm putting together a Seattle, Portland, LA, San Diego run. And I also got good news if you're still listening. And by good news, I mean, like, I'm putting that in the most sarcastic air quotes. But the distribution deal for Half Blackface has been signed. Whoa. 604 days after the first recording. It's a miracle. Fucking Avatar 2 came out quicker than my first special. But
it was made.
Yeah. Yeah, James Cameron directed Half Blackface, so you really should check it out when it's available. But that hopefully means that I will have information on that in the next month or two, like where you can get it, blah, 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 blah. Hopefully you're still listening, but if you're not, great. God help us all.